Always tough coming to Anfield, but I guess for most of the game, must have been pleased with the effort the players put in.
Yeah, the spirit was really good. We made a good start to the game. Organised and good concentration, and didn't give away too many opportunities. Obviously disappointed with the goal. It's a set piece which has been an Achilles heel for us a lot of the season. That's a key moment in the game because you're half hour in and you've had some opportunities yourself, and we actually looked a threat. But important, we stayed in the game and we did that. The only criticism, gave the ball away too cheaply at times, which is something that you don't want to do against a top team. And then probably just in the final third of the pitch, where we got into some really good areas, but just either made the wrong decision or just didn't play with that little bit of quality that you need. And then, of course, they get the goal late in the game, which sees them through. So, but for the game, we were competitive, much more like us in terms of spirit. Some of our football was very good, and like I say, it was competitive. So much better from us.
Thanks, Ben. I'll speak to you in the next bit. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, Jordan Blackwell, please start before if anybody else has any questions on tonight, can you just raise your hand and then we will reset before the Sunday preview. So Jordan, please.
Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Jordan.
What did you say to the players in the dressing room if you have had a chance to speak to them in terms of the response to Sunday's game?
Yeah, I just said that we've restored the pride in our performance. Sometimes you have to be harsh to be clear, Jordan, and that was my thoughts at the weekend. It was nowhere near the level, and especially in a derby game. So it was a tough couple of days for us, and obviously coming to here against a top opponent was going to be a real challenge. But we showed that resilience that is very much in this team. We showed real moments of quality. We dug in to stay in the game, and with better opportunities and a bit more quality, said to them we could have got something from the game. And I said, listen, we played Liverpool, home and away in the league, and we've won one, and we've lost one, and we drew 3 each in a cup game, and so it's. It's no way to define your season, what you'll do against Liverpool. But I said to him, it was much more like our the pride and the spirit. And now let's take that into the game at home at the weekend.
Was Sunday's game behind the leaving Charlar and Yuri out of the starting lineup?
Well, I would have made changes in this game anyway. But I think that at centre half, Jordan, we've struggled all season. That's the reality. It's the position on the field, the one position on the field which you need to have consistency, and for us, the inconsistency throughout the season is based around that. It's just been really unfortunate. The players that we have out are key players for us in that position. I just felt that the two guys had played in the previous game, kept a clean sheet. You'd need their physicality, their speed in the game, and I thought the two of them done excellent tonight as well. So, and for Cags, he's played a lot of football. If we had had other players available, I've taken him out earlier, and likewise with Yuri. So there's no one that is guaranteed to play. You have to perform, and I think the guys that played a lot of the game came in and did very, very well.
And last one, if you wouldn't mind. You're now closer in points-wise. You're closer to the relegation zone than the top 7. Not where you would want to be, given where you thought you might be able to challenge at the start of the season.
Yeah, two things, Jordan. I think if you look at the table, we've played 3 games less than a lot of teams, so I'm not overly worried about that. I think once everyone's played it, we've all played the same number of games, and then there's a bit more of a concern. And obviously, of course, there's mitigating circumstances. I think that our targets and goals at the beginning of the season, you only need to look at the players we've had available to tell you, logically, you're not going to compete. You're not going to compete. So, but for us, it's much better tonight. Let's take that spirit, that quality, and add more quality to our performance at the weekend. And with the home crowd, let's see if we can get 3 points.
Okay, let's go to Rob Tanner. Let's go to Rob Tanner then, please.
Hi, Brendan.
Hi, Rob.
I just wondered how you took the decision for you to leave him out today, because when you brought him on, there was a lot of hugging going on. So obviously you're still very close. He didn't take it personally. But I just wondered how that conversation.
Yeah, no. Listen, he's a good guy. I've always been close with all my players, but that doesn't mean I can't tell them what I think, and that's always and I'll always tell them anything before I'd ever say to you. And the players know that my priority has always been them, to give them the best and give them and keep pushing them their lives and their careers forward. So he gets it. He's a clever boy. He knows that he's maybe not been quite at the levels that I would want him to be at. However, I also know that he's a top professional and he'll contribute. And between now and the end of the season, he'll produce some really important performances for us. So listen, as I said earlier, Rob, sometimes you have to be harsh to be clear with players. In this modern game, it's not about just telling them what they want to hear. If it's all about that, then I don't want to waste their time, and I wouldn't waste my own time. So, but I think we've seen the reaction tonight, much better. You see the supporters with the players at the end. They appreciate it, the fight, to come to a really, really top team and run Liverpool close right the way through. And hopefully Yuri and all the players will take confidence from that and now really get ready for the weekend.
On the back of that decision, were you a little bit concerned about a lack of experience? Very young side you had out, even with Michael Brighton in the 10 outfield players, the average age was 24.
Yeah, and that's also why you get part of the inconsistency as well. Get your 20-year-old at full back. JJ's not overly old, and I thought he was excellent. Kieran, so it's a young team. It's certainly one that will gain experience from this season. But yeah, we'll get there in the long run. I think these guys, like you say, are all gaining experience with all the other guys out, and we'll keep trying to push them and progress them.